Today, a petition was filed by the UPSC civil services candidates in the Supreme Court. It was a writ petition civil 179/2023. The judges who were hearing this petition were Ajay Rastogi sir and Vela Trivedi ma'am, and the senior counsels who were appearing from the side of the candidates, they were senior advocate Krishnan Venugopal sir and Gopal Shankar Narayan sir. Before coming that what really transpired into the court and what were the arguments which were given by our senior counsels and what were the replies we got from the side of the judges, let me put up a brief fact that why we actually approached the court. The pandemic years of 2020 and 21 were actually very disturbing for everyone. We all know the COVID hardship, the pandemic, the lockdown, everything was very devastating. But more than that devastation, the administrative authorities, that is the UPSC, while conducting the examinations, they violated all the medical protocols which were mandated to be followed while conducting the examination. The DOPT, on the other hand, failed to exercise its discretion in a bona fide manner, and these candidates who became ineligible due to the faulty actions of the UPSC were not given any particular relief. Putting all these evidences, since many candidates filed RTIs, they approached the Supreme Court today, and they wanted to put up all these facts in front of the honorable judges in order to expecting a justice from their side. But unfortunately, maybe the political system or the scenario of the country is in such a manner that the justice even also were not very empathetic towards the plight of these candidates. Let me remind you that the candidates included those petitioners even also who were in a very compelling situation. For example, a candidate was there who is having cancer, and in that particular situation he was about to give a paper. He has to appear for the paper. So the arguments, the petitioners included even those candidates who were in a very compelling situation during the pandemic. For example, a petitioner was a cancer patient, and in that particular situation only he has to give the examination. He appeared in the examination. Some petitioners were denied the leave even on the day of the examination. They were not allowed to even take the examination. The lead petitioner, Dr. Preeti Bhagwan Unavane, was a frontline worker who served during the first and the second wave and got COVID positive, lost his father, and was bedridden for 7 to 8 months before in the intervening period in which the exam was postponed. So all these petitioners were in a very precarious situation, and they expected some justice from the court. Plus, whatever the grounds were the posted, the SSC GD ground was told that that the DOPT had extended the relaxation, but it is not extending the same relief to the UPSC civil services candidate. When these particular grounds were put up in front of the judges, the reply of the judges was very demotivating, and it is basically a red signal for the justice, for the injustice which is being caused by the authorities to all the students community spread in all parts of India. The Justice Ajay Rastogi sir was not very empathetic towards our cause. He said that, for example, he's at one point of time he said that since these candidates are getting 30 plus, so they are not in a position, and if they had to qualify, they would have qualified somewhere before even also, and they were making jokes out of this situation of these petitioners. So this was basically a mockery of the whole student community. And at the end, our senior counsels, they argued very strongly from their side. They wanted that at least the court gets get a notice of it and issues the notice to the authorities, asking the authorities to come with a reply. Let me tell you that the candidates were not pleading for a mercy petition. They were not asking for any sympathy. The attempt of one attempt of a candidate is a secured fundamental right. The fairness or the fairness in the opportunity that should be provided, and that is a protected fundamental right under Article 16 Clause 1. The state is under an obligation, and if the state fails to do so, the Supreme Court, as a protector of the fundamental rights, is having the responsibility to secure that. This was the main prayer of the petitioners which they wanted to ask, and they wanted the court to issue a mandamus for it. But the court desisted, and the case was dismissed. My appeal to all the students community is just, number one, try to approach all the executive authorities of your state governments. Try to so that they can write to our honorable Prime Minister. For example, very recently the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Stalin sir, has written to the Prime Minister highlighting the plight of the candidates from the Tamil Nadu who appeared for the civil services examination in 2020 and 21. Similarly, all the state chief ministers should write to the Prime Minister, since this is not since the lives of the candidate or the lives of the student community is not a vote bank issue. It is an issue which needs a very urgent redressal. Since the years are passing, the opportunity cost which the candidates are paying is very high as compared to any other thing or any other circumstances you can imagine. So this is my appeal, and this was all about the case which happened today.